family, welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host Rich, out here on 125th with the Red Pillar Man. Welcome back, brother.
Peace to the fam. What's happening?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Listen,
Yeah.
we out here, a lot of things going on in the news, man. I went away for a week, Red, to get a little relaxation.
That's right.
Taking a little break. Me and the Queen went away.
I went to a spa myself.
Y'all seen on Instagram.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean.
It's very.
I had to pamper the guard. You know what I mean. The guard had to get pampered. So all of that is essential.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Right. You know, rich people make it a habit to get pampered. They make it a habit. The wealthy, they make it a habit to get massage treatments on a daily basis. Even when you watch the mom movies, they stay in the spa, relaxing and stuff like that.
Yo.
We got it twisted. We try to grind so much, we forget the importance of relaxation. We forget the importance of letting the body rejuvenate, replenish itself.
I think we forget the importance of the body.
Yeah.
Because Blue Pill broke it down before in the video where he said, if you're an independent business owner, if you're an entrepreneur,
right,
more so than a worker bee,
right,
that your first representation and your vehicle before you hop in the whip is gonna be your body. If your body breaks down, if your machine or your vessel breaks down, there's no business. You feel me? Especially if you gotta get out there and get it like you live and whatnot, you have to take care of your temple. You gotta take care of the most important thing, self-care, self-love, you know what I mean? What's another word? Pampering and stuff like that. So yeah, like you always see, you know what I mean? The quote unquote bad guys, the mobsters, they're supposed to be all grimy and no, they're pampering themselves. They're in the steam house. They're taking that liquor and that cigarette smoke or that cigar smoke, sweating it out. You know what I mean? They understand.
I don't mean to cut you off, but a genius, I believe he belongs to your family tree. His name is KT the Arch Degree.
Young man.
He said, why is it that we charge our phones, we plug our phones in the socket, we charge our phones, but we don't charge our bodies. Our bodies is electrical. We know how to charge a phone, we know how to charge everything electrical but our bodies, bro.
Come on, that was profound when I heard that.
It was profound when he said it. So I don't want to go too deep off into that. I just wanted to, introduce the clip with that. We're going to be dealing with Lebron James, and this is a brother who's an extremely hard worker. We've been talking about this brother for quite some time. People actually get mad over the years when we talk about this brother and we give him his props and his respects. They say we worshiping him. He's a damn basketball player. Stop watching sports, this and that.
Yeah, why y'all watching sports?
It's such a Willie Lynch. One brother told me, somebody told me, I told the people, I was like, yo, I look up to that brother. That brother, I admire that brother. I look up to him. They're like, yo, you older than him. Because I think he's like 32, 33. They was like, yo, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm like, damn, that's what's wrong with black people. We're not allowed to appreciate each other. Black men ain't allowed to appreciate another black man.
That's not a part of the culture.
It's like we're soft if we appreciate another brother and the work he does. I seen something from 19 Keys on Instagram. Where the brother said we gotta bow down to another brother's mastery or something like that. If I know you good at something, I need to honor and respect that. If you know I'm good at something, you should honor and respect that because we each great at something
right.
unique. So there's never competition with what I do. Nobody could never compete with me because
right.
I bring something unique to this world. Same thing with you. But LeBron James, I admired the brother for a while. You know, I'm a brother that's quiet. You know, I like the fact that, he's been with his queen for so long. He's a family man. I respect that.
High school sweetheart.
Yeah, high school sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? I've been with my queen for quite some time. So when I see that, I resonate with that type of stuff right there.
Facts.
The brother, I think he spends over $1 million a year working on his body.
Going back to what you opened up with, dealing with taking care of the machine.
Yeah.
Not only the machine that's getting you the riches, but the machine that's responsible for your legacy. Because if that machine were to break down because of the competitive arena in which he is employed in, his legacy is down the drain.
Right.
So why not spend top dollar on that machine? You dig what I'm saying? That vessel, because his worth is in his body.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a poster child for self-care and pampering, not just pampering on some getting your nails done, but taking care of the temple by any means necessary. But please go ahead.
So just to open up with that, and the brother LeBron, once again, the brother has done something that I admire. Something that the youth need to see, the elders need to see, our race needs to see, the world needs to see. And the brother opened up a school called the I Promise School in Akron, is it Akron, Ohio. And it looks, I mean, yo, the inside looks crazy.
The lobby is sick.
The things
Spiral
he's offering.
staircase.
Free GED programs for the adults who don't have
For
it.
the parents.
Free admission to the University of Akron University,
Ohio,
I think.
Yes.
I mean, bicycles, transport, all types of stuff, food program. I mean, yo, it's unbelievable, bro. And me, you, and Red talked before about athletes, and we live in a gladiator culture. So you can't ignore the athlete. The athlete is always going to influence the masses. But we always had the Ali prototype and the O.J. Simpson prototype.
Talked about that before.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
So, saying that, Red, talk to me about LeBron. He's obviously going the Ali route. A lot of people feel as though, it's funny, Trump just said, I like Mike. A lot of people feel as though Mike Jordan went the O.J. prototype, the O.J. way, and he didn't acknowledge race at all. But talk to me about what LeBron's doing, what it means for our community, how much athletes mean to the world, you know, and all that stuff, Red Pill.
Thank you. Excellent question. Before I even begin, as of earlier today, Michael Jordan sent out a tweet to LeBron James to alleviate separation, meaning that he supported him publicly so Negroes with their separatist minds don't latch on to, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like Donald Trump will throw out a firecracker and niggas will run and pick it up and blow shit up with it. So Michael Jordan helped to alleviate that, get that out of here. I'm with LeBron, that's my guy. Don't compare us. Because one thing that I'm not gonna, this is Michael Jordan talking, one thing I'm not gonna allow an outsider do is to separate two great men from their legacy and what it is, that the potential that they have to work together, because nobody never brought the fact that if Mike were to come together, because they want to compare the two, they keep doing this Mandingo shit. One person is better than no, that's Willie Lynchism. What about the possibility, because Mike is still alive, so what about the possibility of LeBron James and Michael Jordan sitting down to brainstorm to come up with something legendary? Because now LeBron is sitting with Magic Johnson, who, despite all of his flaws and what people may say, and all of the things that they would say to judge him, that man is a top tier businessman. That's Magic Johnson I'm talking about. Now, when it comes to MJ and what he represents and his alleged investment in private prisons, and the fact that he never built a school, he probably never built a public pool, you know what I mean, for the children in North Carolina. That's where he's from, right?
Yeah. You know, by the way, that's supposed to be an urban myth that he invested in.
That's why I said
a white guy.
Allegedly, because there's a European, they said, by the name of Michael Jordan. But what Michael Jordan did not do, what Air Jordan didn't do, he didn't squash that myth with receipts. You feel me? Because even brand-wise, that's not good. For the stocks, that's not good. So rumors destroy stocks. So you gotta nip that in the bud, because that's been floating around Black America for a very long time. Now, LeBron James represents the archetype of the new Ali prototype, right? He's politically savvy because he's spoken out against police brutality, the terrorism that had taken place on black youth and whatnot. He was one of the team. Remember when they had the I Can't Breathe shirts? Even though I have my issues with that terminology, I think that was a very negative affirmation. But nonetheless, for the people who were looking at it on the surface, that was a cry from a man whose life was being taken to the world. Rest in peace, Eric Gardner. So remember, I believe he was on the Miami Heat when that went down, and he encouraged his teammates to put on that I Can't Breathe t-shirt. He's spoken out against the Tamir Rice situation. He's spoken out against the, what's the young guard? Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, and all of that. He hasn't been all the way quiet. And I believe he supported Kaepernick. So, the Muhammad Ali prototype of today is the Kaepernicks, the ones who are silently protesting, but not only silently protesting, utilizing their power. What is their power? Their influence. What else is their power? Their pocketbook. So by him opening up a school in a place like Cleveland, where we know the young children, God damn it, the majority of the black children in the whole state of Ohio are at risk, according to the statistics. So instead of talking about it, instead of crying, instead of protesting, instead of doing all of these, instead of making empty promises, what did he do quietly? He put his money where his mouth is, right? Now, when we look at the character of LeBron James, when we look at the integrity of what he, like you said, when we run his credit and see what he's been doing throughout his high school years up until where we find him today, this is an alpha. This is a role model. He married his high school sweetheart. I never heard of any sex scandals with him. The children are still there. He doesn't have multiple children spread all around America and whatnot. He's not online melting down, eating Vaseline. No disrespect to Stefan. Salute to, yeah, you know. I'm just saying, you don't have any mental health breakdowns with him. You feel me? He's positively plugged into the culture, right? Meaning that he'll support people who are out there supporting themselves. So that man right there, and let's not take away from the fact, like you said, he shows black men that health is wealth. How does he do that? Because, like you said, he spends $1 million plus on his vessel. And what is his vessel? That body of his, that machine that's writing the legacy. It's his body that's writing the legacy. But it's not just his physical prowess. He has a mind. He's not one of these athletes that are quote unquote $40 million slaves that don't know anything. So he's showing you, I'm not a dumb Negro. I put my team, I put my day ones through college. They're on my team right now. Do you know that the show Ballers and also Survivor's Remorse, and there's another show that was on HBO, not only produced by him, but that's almost his story right there. A lot of his story is built into those storylines. So you're dealing with a mogul. But like I said, he's showing you the health as well. For all of the 40 drinkers, for all of the black mouth smokers, for all of the Newport smokers who be in the barbershop trying to compare Mike and LeBron. He's letting you know, look, if you want to be like me, because all that be like Mike Gatorade shit, if you want to be like me, these are some of the things that you have to do. You have to treat your body. You have to treat your vessel. You have to treat your temple as if that's the most important asset. Even if you're not in pro basketball, you still have to, you know what I mean? Like, I went to the spa. I was in a spa. The housewives in New Jersey was in there getting pampered, like you said, you know what I'm saying? They was all in there getting done right. It was a Korean spa. The Koreans was in there. You could look at them and tell that these were wealthy people. But in order to enjoy your wealth, you have to enjoy your health. So the same thing that Mayweather showed you, the lifts that he was taking in order to train, getting into the tank. What's the name of that tank?
Septic?
Not the septic. I hope he ain't getting a septic tank. It's a hydro something. Hydro, it's the tank, it's basically freezing. You know what I mean? To help out with the body and the toxins and all of this stuff. So this is a great man right there. One of the problems with our people are we are so damn judgmental and jealous of greatness. When greatness appears before us, we want to nitpick and goddamn break down their genome. Oh, nah, look, he has I see a chromosome that's not properly formed. Like, Negro, if you don't shut the hell up, We don't appreciate greatness until it's gone. Like I said, our culture practices what is known as necromancy, meaning that we worship the dead. So you gotta die in order to get your flowers from our culture. Other cultures are different. Your ass gotta die tragically in order for people to really give it up. For your haters to turn into your admirers, who were originally your admirers, then they turn into your haters, but then when you die, they miraculously turn back to your admirers. Because we worship death. That has a lot to do with religion, the programming of religion. That has a lot to do with the way that our culture has been reared and whatnot. But like I say, a lot of us don't give each other their flowers while they are here. Every single player in the NBA should acknowledge this man's greatness. A lot of them do. So what did he do in the face of what we're going through? In the face of, I call it white inferiority, white fragility, they call it white superiority. And this is why Trump is mad, he utilized his influence and his money to reverse or to put a W on the board because everything else that we're doing doesn't work. So how do you silence the naysayers? You invest in the youth. He didn't pop up in the Bugatti and was like, look what I got. He went and put his hard-earned money into the youth, into the future. So you don't wait for anybody to take care of our children. You don't boo-hoo and you don't look for handouts. You don't go and sit on your enemy's lap and try to have them and latch on to their breasts and like Remus and Romulus. You don't suckle the wolf to feed you. You feed yourself. So he's exemplifying the dreams of Muhammad Ali and not O.J. Simpson, because O.J. Simpson is the prototype of the athlete that sold out. Muhammad Ali is the prototype of the athlete that risked it all to help his people. Those are the two dichotomies that we're dealing with. And it's in a 30-30 documentary. I just want to reference it. They showed in the O.J. Simpson documentary that they showed you the two dichotomies. There was Muhammad Ali, who was a revolutionary, who was he was conscious or woke of his time, and when he fell, when his twilight, when his sunset, Orenthal James was coming in Orenthal James rose up, right? Orenthal James said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. You know what I'm saying? Orenthal James said, I don't have no obligations to South Central and none of the people around the school in USC. I don't know about these Negroes. I'm in Calabasas. That's what OJ did, and we see where OJ is right now. He left no legacy behind. He has no school with his name on it. You dig what I'm saying? What happens when you build a school? Beneficiaries. Your alumni will become owners of basketball teams because that's the goal, not to create more ball players, because how many percentages of the children in ghetto USA get into the NBA? 3%. I did the research. So the other 97% has to get into sports medicine, ownership, management. They could get into filming and whatnot, documentaries, all of these different things. So he's preparing the future to not only be basketball players, but to be owners, but to be not just survivalists, thrivalists. Because black people have been surviving for too long. When are we gonna thrive? So he's preparing the future to thrive. What would be my ultimate challenge to the rest of the NBA? Don't sit around and you know, stroke his ego. Why don't all of you black players in the majority melanated NBA, what's the majority, what's the percentage? I think it might be in the 80s. If it's not 76%, it's in the 80s of melanin people, players, black players, Negroes inside of the NBA. So all of them got bread. So what does each one of them have to do? Well, LeBron was from Akron, Ohio. You niggas is from Harlem. You from Texas, Brownsville, Texas. All of y'all come out of the hood. Why don't each one of y'all open a school now? That's how you shoot back at white superiority. But I identify black inferiority as being more detrimental than white supremacy inside of our neighborhoods. It was black inferiority that broke this shit down. Nigga, It was the drug dealers that broke down the property value of the fucking hood, and they allowed the real estate, pardon me, they allowed the realtors to come and gentrify the hood. They didn't do it by themselves. Hip hop helped to do that. We could talk about that later when we get on Liar, but that was something that was self-perpetuated. So what's the obligation of these athletes and these actors?
Liar gotta eat. His kids gotta eat. Liar
said his kids gotta eat. You guys, you Goyim are expendable. So how do you strike back? They're not gonna let you be an owner. You gotta own something now. If you can't own a team in the NBA, why don't you own an institution? Nellie Fuller and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing identified 9 areas where white supremacy, where the system of white supremacy is dominant. Law, sex, education, entertainment. Can somebody finish them for me? So the responsibilities for anybody, you don't gotta be woke. You just have to have a brain and eyes to see what's going on, because everybody else is doing it. What do you have to do? You have to develop institutions that are not financed by the Rockefellers or JP Morgan and all of these other people. You have to finance it by yourself or your investment, because remember, these are NBA players who got 800 credit, so they could get loans, they could get all of the resources that they need. They can hire the Mexicans, or they can hire Africans or whoever to build these buildings. That's revolutionary. That's evolutionary. Hopefully, he laid the first brick in a pyramid that's going to be built by our young brothers and sisters. Because remember, look at the statistics on how many of them are broke after they get out the NBA. Because their financial advisors are the same people that are in a country club with Liar Cohen, who are investing in the prisons, Big Pharma, the hospitals. All of the people that are killing our people, that's where the financial advisors, they putting their money in Israel. That's where the NBA and the NFL and all of these people's financial advisors have them putting their money at, and never in the hood.
Red, do you think we pocket watch too much as a people? If somebody makes a certain amount of money, we automatically watching what they doing with their pocketbooks or with their pockets, and we want to know what they spending money on, and if they're not doing what we think they should be doing, then we get mad. It seems like sometimes we want the rich to have so much responsibility, but the middle class person acts like they're alleviated of responsibility because they feel like they don't have enough. So talk to me about, are we pocket watching too much as a people, what the wealthy are doing with their money?
Well, statistically, our people are considered poor, right? On paper, because of poverty, right? So it's a no-brainer that if you got a people who are have-nots, who don't got it, shit, they're gonna pay attention to who got it. It's only natural. Are we pocket watching? I don't know. I didn't ask TMZ to tell me that Floyd Mayweather bought an $18 million watch. That's none of my business. I don't care that 2 Chainz is smoking a blunt where the rapper is $2,000 of the blunt. That don't got nothing to do with what we going through. I don't care about that. But they put their business out there. We live in this social media era where they're flaunting their wealth, or they're flaunting their pockets. It's not pocket watching. They want you to watch the pockets. Their pockets showing. So what does other people do? They be on the low with their money. They're on the low with their investments, and they pop up when they do things. Like, was LeBron counting out $1 million on Instagram? Yo, I'm about to get this school. Wait, I'm gonna stun on y'all. Y'all gonna get this work. No, he was quiet. He fell back, he built it, and then when he popped out and cut the ribbon, then you knew what he was doing. So, I don't know in particular if we pocket watching all of that. I'm just saying, like, we live in this society where they putting out Forbes lists about who's worth this, who's worth that. You all on the internet, everything is all about the Benjamins. We live in that era. So yeah, everybody is watching. But we also live in a fake it like you make it era where you could cook the numbers. You could act like you got more than you got. You could rent foreigns and hop out. All of these things. You could Airbnb the mansion and act like you mansion hopping like It's all of these things going on. So yeah, this is the Matrix, and people are watching each other because this is the attention economy. Yeah. So, but like I said, when they kill one of our own and 100,000 go marching, 50,000 go marching, or there's people on the front lines, you can't be a celebrity and you don't see your goddamn timeline flooded with the average commoner going hard, banging on the beast, trying to get the information out. So we out here working, heavy as the head that wears the crown. You niggas got obligations. You don't belong, you're not separate from the race that you belong to. Your race is getting banged on, not just by the stupid ass police with the terrorism. You're getting banged on every single place that you turn around. You're getting banged on economically, you're getting banged on socially, you're getting banged on health-wise, you're getting banged on culturally, you're getting banged on all over the place. So you niggas, what they want to hide in a locker room and act like the things ain't going down the way that they're going down. So what happens to responsibility? Nobody taught them responsibility when they were having their hoop dreams and whatnot, when they were trying to be like Mike and whatnot. Nobody told them that with that comes responsibility. Why? Because they didn't see Mike do it. They didn't see Charles Barkley do it. They didn't see Clyde Drexler and all of them do it. So all of those new millionaires of the 80s, those $40 million slaves, you know what I'm saying, out of the NFL, the NBA, and the baseball league, who didn't exemplify what to do. And the white coaches, who these niggas call daddy or fathers, who told them, yo, when you get out the hood, stay out the hood. When you get away from these people, stay away from. That's what they tell them while they're patting them on the head on some Sandusky shit while they're in a shower with them. They're like, don't go back to the hood. So these people have obligations. You know what I'm talking about? They running behind. They so busy running behind the drug dealers, running behind mumble rappers, running behind the same people who are quote unquote killing the neighborhood, and then they want to be woke on Twitter. So, you know, they need either they need to wake up or they need a rude awakening. But they gotta open up their eyes, because at the end of the day, nobody respects you because you're not doing what's right with what you have. So it is what it is.
Leave your contact information, brother.
Hey, Red Pillar, Patreon, Phil T. Marlin on YouTube. Check out that Melanin Mondays, all right? Love and light to the family. kingscounty.bigcartel.com. Salute.
And indeed, if you missed that epic presentation by Red Pill, The Attention Economy, it's available for streaming on my Patreon site. You could go to patreon.com/blackmagic363. And that video, that exclusive video, over 4 hours long, is available on there if you want to know how to survive in this digital economy, this attention economy that we currently live in, this paradigm changing economy that is totally different from prior to 2012. Go on there and check that out. All right, family?
twinthealbum.com, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.